Sunday night is finally here. We get Floyd Money Mayweather and Logan Paul in the most ridiculous exhibition match that's ever been locked in, signed, whatever you want to call it.
Why is this happening?
We've now found out officially who Chad Ochocinco is fighting, which it'll be Brian Maxwell. So now, sticking with the main event, is there any chance that we see Logan Paul do the unthinkable and actually beat Floyd Mayweather?
Absolutely not, man. I mean, like I said, I've come down to the conclusion that Floyd done spent some stupid money somewhere. He had a stock crash. Maybe he poured it all into crypto, and now he's really like regretting it. Maybe it's the $20+ million Bugatti that he still hasn't sold. I don't know what it is. We know there's a lot of money in celebrity boxing, and you know, he even came out and said on a podcast, oh, Logan Paul 0-1 because he fought a YouTuber? Oh, that's easy. I'll take that all day. 50 million, 100 million, no problem. So no, there's not any chance. I mean, maybe he catches a lick. You know, we've seen Floyd out here, and here's what's funny. We know Floyd loves attention. I mean, the guy will go live for taking a jog around his neighborhood or whatever. He did it today. You know, with him, I guess, growing the hair out, you know, the beard's getting a little more, you know, people are saying, oh my God, this guy literally looks like the old guy at the 7-Eleven around the corner from my house. And people are saying he might look old with the training. He's just staging it. That's all it is. He's just staging it so he can get some silly writer or whatever it is, you know, podcaster to sound off on and say, oh, there's a chance it's going to happen because Floyd looks old. No, there's not any chance. This is Floyd's fight. He won't knock him out first round because that's not Floyd. I don't think that's ever been Floyd, if I'm not mistaken, but I could definitely see an all-out embarrassment from Floyd Mayweather to Logan Paul. There's no question about that. I mean, Logan Paul's fought one time. It was KSI. They had headgear on. It looked ugly. Like, come on, guys. This is Floyd's fight all day. I mean, yeah, man, definitely Floyd's fight. There's no way possible that Logan's getting this one off.
Yeah, man, they're fighting 8 3-minute rounds. Knockouts are legal in this exhibition.
But
they're wearing 12-ounce gloves, no headgear, no judges.
12-ounce gloves. You gotta be real for that.
No judges, and no official winner will be read at the end of the fight.
Huh. So it's just if you hit the mat, okay, we'll call it, go home. Yeah,
I mean, you can get knocked out, but it still won't be an official winner.
We won't embarrass you, I guess, by declaring the winner and the loser on this whatever it is.
That just means whoever's playing Michael Buffer won't announce the winner. But what we also know is that Snoop is going to declare the winner.
There we go.
Snoop going to be out there in rare form. We've seen him multiple times now. We know what kind of heat Snoop's going to bring. I'm more excited about listening to Snoop commentate the fight than the actual fight.
Right.
It's going to be better than the fight.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, as far as the fight's concerned, I mean, there's absolutely no way Floyd Mayweather loses the fight. I think he might play with him for about 5 rounds.
That's what I'm saying.
He wants to entertain people. He played with Conor McGregor for 10 rounds.
Right.
He could have knocked him out early.
Yeah.
And even to your point, he's saying that never been Floyd. Like when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, that actually was him.
Yeah.
He used to, he had 27 knockouts in his 50 wins.
Right.
Almost all, I would venture to say at least 24 of those 50 came in the first half of his career.
Yeah.
That was before he broke his hands and they got brittle.
Right.
So then he was really actually just giving people work.
Right.
Once his hands got brittle, he started really getting tactical, going for defense and just hitting people on points. Like, I don't have to do that to win the fight.
Right.
So, I mean, it's going to be ugly. And he'll play with them and then he'll drop them. I don't see any way that Logan Paul even makes it a distance. And I can't wait to come back in here and talk about what Snoop says. I don't know what song he going to sing. But it's going to be even worse than what he did when Nate Robinson got dropped.
It's going to be embarrassing as hell, dude. Like, it's going to be so embarrassing, man.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'll just say it. I guess the Paul's got a great promoter, great team. They're obviously huge moguls on social media, like, you know, all-time YouTubers all over TikTok, Vine, Instagram, whatever it may be. Like, we know that they love doing the social media. They got a great team behind them for lining this up. I mean, I don't know, man. Next topic, bro.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, on the undercard, we've got Chad Ochocinco, Brian Maxwell. Unfortunately, it's not Brandon Marshall, which I would much rather saw him fight him. Don't know what happened with the negotiations for that, but Brian Maxwell stepped in. What Maxwell said in an interview was that Masvidal actually had a lot to do with him actually getting on that card. But regardless, now we've got Maxwell. Nobody knows who this guy is. He's a bare knuckle fighter.
Literally.
Which sounds like, oh, he's a grappler. Like, he fights without gloves. Like, this is going to be nasty.
Get in my guard.
He got knocked out in the first round of his last 3 fights.
Exactly.
He has extremely limited experience and a glass jaw. Just because he's a professional MMA fighter and did the bare knuckle fights does not mean that the inexperience of Chad Ochocinco is going to play against him in this fight. So, who are you taking in this? Like, what do you expect to see out of Ocho?
Honestly, man, this is really weird because, like you said, with Brian Maxwell, 2-2 all time as an MMA fighter. His 2 victories were by submission. He's not a striker. He's lost his last 3 fights, a couple of them there with the bare knuckle, and then even a boxing match, technically, I guess, back in February. So, but at the end of the day, you do have a 43-year-old Chad Ochocinco who we're really just judging off YouTube and, Instagram social media clips onto, if he can really be this athletic and step into the ring, which, I think he's got it. He's confident. I've seen some of his tape. He looks very put together. He doesn't look herky-jerky. He looks very uniform. Strikes are very on point. And, overall, the body looks great for him. I can't deny that, but he hasn't boxed. And with Maxwell really being just a grappler more than anything, they both have a disadvantage. We're talking about a 43-year-old versus a 2-2 guy in the MMA who has 2 submissions. So, I really don't know. I would venture to bet on Ochocinco, but at the same time, I want to say in terms of odds, Maxwell is a pretty heavy favorite just because he's fought before. Ochocinco hasn't done anything. And Maxwell hasn't technically boxed either, but he's got, more of a background with the martial arts and the Muay Thai and submissions and all that. So I'd venture to say Ochocinco, but I wouldn't confidently put money on either guy in this fight. No question about that.
Ochocinco is the better athlete. He's longer.
And absolutely.
The fact that Brian Maxwell has a glass jaw, I can see Ocho dropping him. I definitely like Ocho for the win. If the odds are heavily in favor of Brian Maxwell, that's where you want to put your money for this Sunday night's match. Matter of fact, I might check on that on my way out of here, see if I can get a couple of dollars off this fight. Because Brian Maxwell is going to hit the canvas, and it's going to be Chad Ocho out there talking crazy trash.
Oh, yeah.
He might put the golds on in the press conference. It's going to be ugly because Chad is here for it. He's one of those athletes that is all the way here for the media.
Oh, 100%.
If you got a mic, he's talking.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to drop Brian, and he's going to talk. And I can't wait.